Hello, today I'm going to show you how to do a quick scatter plot. And this is actually going to have phase lines that are dashed as well, for those of you who are doing stuff in AVA land. So first thing you need to do is have all the data. So right now I have the session or the count, whatever. This is going to be your x-axis. And whatever you want to be graphed on the y-axis next to it. You can have it longer as long as you just have these two highlighted. So I want to highlight this data. So I want one here and one here. So I have this face, I can click and drag. Then I want to go to insert and I want to go down to here to insert scatter. Do not do line because if you have to add data to this, it makes it harder. I want to click on this and then I want to go down to scatter with straight lines and markers. So the important thing on this is you can note that you have these gaps wherever you have empty things in here, and that will help us to put in your phase lines. So first thing I want to do is if you are needing to do it, you can change all your colors to monochrome. You just go to change colors, go down to monochrome. If you're not stuck in monochrome, you can change it to other colors that look nice. A couple things to do. One, I want to change my y-axis to be a max of that 1200 right there. This will help with our phase lines. So I select on it, click Format Axis, and then the maximum I want to be 1200. I also need to change my x-axis here to end at pretty close to 36. So I click on that, click on Format Axis, and then I'll change my max to 36. And at this point, you can also play around with changing the tick marks. So I'm going to change this to 1 so I can see the phase lines. And this will essentially have every single session out. Also note that this has session 0, which we don't want. So we want to make sure that our minimum is set at 1 because you don't have session 0. So at this point, I have just the graph data and I need to put in the phase line. So I need to look right here and see that I have a value of 1200 for my max. So I need to take 1200 and divide it by 2. And that is important for what I'm about to do. So I select the graph, I do design, select data, and here I want to add. So I want us to call this phase line 1. So for my x, this is on the bottom. I want to choose between 5 and 6. So I can just do 5.5. And for my y, I want to put that 600. Then I hit OK. Then I could add phase line 2. This is between 11 and 12. So it's going to be 11.5. And then I want to add 600 again. And then I want to do phase line 3. And this is between 25 and 26. So I want to do 25.5 and 600 as well. And what that does is create 3 points right there, halfway up in the graph. So then I want to click on this point. I want to go to the plus sign up here. I want to click on error bars to the right and do percentage. I'm going to do that for each one of these. And then what I want to do is I want to click on the first bar here. And it comes up here with the format error bar. If that doesn't come up, what you can do is right click on it and click on format error bar. But what I really need is, you can see it had it over here. I want to click on this part up here. And for my X bar, I want this to be 0. But I'm going to have to change the Y. So if you click on this little down arrow, you can click on series phase 3 X errors, which I just have. Then I can go down to Y, and I can change this to 100. And then turn it to no cap. And then I can go through and change all the error bars at the same time. So I'm sorry, am I on the X or Y? I'm on the Y, so this has to be 100. And then X has to be at 0. I have to go back and change the Y to have no cap. Then I want to change line 1, 100, no cap, and X at 0. And that gives me the phase lines. Now the next thing I need to do is actually change how their look. So I need to go over here, make sure I'm on phase line 1, make sure I'm on the Y, and I could change the dash type. So I want to change it to a dashed line right here, and it turns that into a dashed line. And then I need to go through and change the point. So I click on the point. I can go to no line on that, on the line, and then the marker, border, no line, fill, no line, marker, automatic. And then that one goes away. And I need to do that on each one of these. So change the dash type to that. Select on the data point, no line, marker, no fill, border, no fill, and it's empty. And then the last one, dash type, dash, the point itself, line, no line, marker, no fill, no border. And there we have a line graph with points with baselines. And that's how we do these.